Hi my dear students, welcome back to new session. The today topic is regarding vaccination and immunization. Vaccination, the first vaccine is prepared by Edward Jenner in 1976. He has prepared the vaccine for smallpox disease. Actually, what is meant by vaccination? Vaccination is nothing but it is a combination of living or dead microorganism or a antigen, weak antigen or attenuated antigens are introduced into the body. So that is actually called as what? Vaccination, right? For the heading, the today topic is regarding vaccination and immunization. The difference is there in between these two, vaccination as well as immunization. The first vaccine is prepared by Edward Jenner in 1976 approximately in that year. So the first vaccine is prepared for smallpox disease, right? Here the property of vaccination as well as immunization, it is based on memory of immune system. If memory cell is absent, these two are not going to perform well, right? The property of vaccination as well as immunization is based on memory of immune system. We discussed now two types, one is innate immunity, one is acquired immunity. So this memory, it will coming under where? It is coming under acquired immunity, right? Next, put the heading vaccination. What is meant by vaccination? Simple, it is a combination of weak or killed or living microorganisms or pathogens. Combination of living or dead or weak antigen combination. So here, which are directly introduced into body. So such is called as what? Vaccination. So the vaccine, the liquid is containing what? The vaccine is a preparation of antigen proteins from pathogen or disease causative agent, right? So that is actually called as what? That is called as vaccination, right? So in this vaccination, after vaccination, so the vaccine containing antigens or stimulate the immune system, which are stimulated. The vaccine, the liquid containing antigens are going to stimulate the immune system. Then what happens? The immune system is going to respond to producing of antibodies. These antibodies are pathogen specific. So for example, for typhoid, for virus, for protozoa. So each one pathogen, it is going to produce specific type of antibodies are going to produce it. So that's why acquired immunity is what? It is pathogen specific immunity, right? Now here these antigens are going to stimulate the immune system. Then immune system is produce antibodies or against the antigen, right? So now number of masses of antibodies are produced. Now number of antibodies are formed in the blood, right? So these antibodies are actually there where they are useful. These antibodies would be useful to neutralizing of actual infection, right? So now we can call this is not we can't consider as an actual infection, because it is the pathogen is already what, inactivated pathogen, or non-virulent chemicals are introduced into the body. So right, that is not going to cause any disease, right? Here these antibodies they would neutralize the antigen at the time of actual infection, right? So this is actually the vaccine, how the vaccine is going to work out, right? Got the point? Next, vaccine preparation. So vaccine preparation is first we are going to choose one pathogen. So we are going to allow the growth of pathogen on particular medium. Later we are going to collect the chemical which is harmful, so such a protein or antigen we are going to collect it and inactivated that antigen. Later we are mixing with the adjuvant cells, then packaging. So this is actually preparation of vaccines. The first step is growth, and second one is inactivation of antigen. Third one is preparation of antigen, preparation of vaccine or antigen. The last one is packaging, right? So first step here, the pathogen. So this pathogen we are going to adding on medium. On medium, it is easily grow and replicated. Nothing but duplicate to producing of number of daughter cells. From that cells, it is going to produce toxic compound, nothing but antigen, right? Now what we are going to do, inactivation of that antigen, nothing but such a protein compound. So here what I have to write, inactivation or detoxification of chemical compound, detoxification. Now it is not going to virulent. Now such a protein molecule, is non-virulent. It is have no capacity to cause a disease or no capacity to harm the cells, right? So in case of if you are using living organisms, if you are prepared the vaccine by using of living organisms, we are going to inactivate the living organism, that is called as attenuated cells. Now microorganism which is actually living in nature but is inactivated, it have no capacity to cause the disease, right? Like we prepared inactivated antigen, right? Now in this condition we can call as toxid, it is called as what? Toxid, right? Next, preparation of vaccines. Actually here, so this toxid compound or inactivated antigen, it is going to mix with one special type of chemical compound that is called as adjuvant, right? So with these molecules which are useful to stimulate the human immune system, right? So like now attenuated cells along with the adjuvant, right? Now packing. So now we are going to packing such compounds, such molecules in sterile medium, right? So like we are going to prepare the vaccine. Next one is what regarding immunization. In this case Immunization. So here immunization is coming under acquired immunity is mainly two types. One is active and one is passive. So immunization is coming under where? Immunization it is coming under passive. Passive. Again here two types. One is natural, one is artificial. It is coming under passive immunization, immunity of artificial. Artificial. It is coming under, right? So vaccination it is coming under, vaccination is coming under active immunization, active immunization. So this one is passive immunization, right? So in this case what happened, you know that already what is the definition of passive, right? Here just we are a ready-made antibodies or ready-made antibodies or directly injected to one person or into the body, into the patient, right? So such type of is called as what? Immunization, right? So for example in this case, why? Because so the difference here, in this case it is a late response, okay, not immediate response. But in this case what happens, sometime we have to give immediate antibodies, we have to give the patient. For example, those who are going to suffering from the tetanus disease, they are suffering from huge pain like muscle contraction as well as relaxation. In that case what we have to do, we have to inject the antibodies immediately to the such person to relieve from the pain, right? In second case, for example, snake bite. In the case of snake bite, we have to give antibodies immediately within a short time, right? Which antibody we are going to giving here? Anti-venom, right? So the first point here, in case of tetanus, we have to give immediately antibodies. We have to give immediate antibodies to such person by injection. For what? To quicker pain relief, right? In the second case, in the case of snake bite, in the case of snake bite also we are going to inject antivenoms or directly injected to the person, right? So this is called as what? Immunization. Here this antibodies, where they prepared, this antibodies already prepared in laboratory by using of RNA technology. Here in NCERT it is clearly given the RNA technology, it is already allow the preparation of vaccines from pathogens like bacteria as well as yeast, right? Next, bacillus. No, which one is that? One is that one is B. Hepatitis B, which is prepared from yeast. Okay, so this is actually information regarding vaccination and immunization. Next topic is allergies. Right, very simple information regarding allergy. This when we visited one new place, suddenly we are going to fall ill, like sneezing and wheezing is started without any particular reason, right? So we are move away, we are going to take off from the particular location. Then what happened? The symptoms are going to disappear suddenly, right? So this is only happen generally when you are entering into the one new location or new place, right? What is the reason? The reason is here. So in some individuals are very sensitive for some particles which are present in the environment, such are going to cause the allergy, right? According to the biology definition is, it is a sudden response of immunity systems to certain antigens which are present in environment. That is called as what? Allergy definition. And which is cause the, or which is stimulate the immunity system, such particular particles we can call as allergies, right? Allergens we can call, okay, right? The point is, first, when we face new location or new place, suddenly we are going to fall ill, like sneezing as well as wheezing. So without any reason, right? And we are going to take off, we are going to move away from the place or that place. What happened? Again, the symptoms are suddenly going to disappear. The symptoms are suddenly disappear, right? So this is only happen in most of the cases. The reason is what? The reason is some of us or some individuals are very sensitive to some particles which are present in the atmosphere. Some individuals are more sensitive to some particles which are present in environment, right? So here, in such case, what happen here, the definition of biology, allergy according to the biology is, it is a sudden stimulation of or sudden response of immunity system to certain antigens which are present in environment, So that is called as what? That is called as allergy. And here, which pollutant? So we can call as here, which particles are cause the stimulation or response of immunity system. So such are called as allergies or allergens. It is called as what? Allergens. So allergens are, example of allergens, let's write here. These are pollen grains and some dust particles are chemical compounds and mites of flies, right? And as well as animal dander, right? So these all we can call as allergens, okay? So this allergens concentration which is differ in different location. Concentration is differ in different locations, right? So that's why we are suddenly going to fall ill when we visit one new place, right? Next, when these pollutants or these allergens are entering into the body, the allergy is going to start. The allergy is due to the releasing of some chemicals in our body, that is histamine and serotonin. Allergy due to the release of histamine chemical as well as serotonin mast cells, mast cell actually of connective tissue. This one is connective tissue, right? So this histamine as well as serotonin chemicals which are actually going to cause the allergy, right? The symptoms, what are the symptoms? You know already. Symptoms are first normal symptom is sneezing, right, and wheezing, and watery eyes, right, running nose, and sometime difficulty in breathing, or sometime it is going to lead asthma also, right? So these are the symptoms of allergy. Next, drugs. The drugs we are going to use for this, drugs, simple antihistamine drugs we are going to using. Antihistamine drug, steroids, and adrenaline, so which are going to use for curing of these allergies. First, antihistamine chemical as well as adrenaline and steroids which are used for curing of allergy, cure of allergies, right? Next, here nowadays generally nowadays most of the city, those are there in city, such children, especially the children, are going to suffer from allergies because the reason is only the lifestyle. The lifestyle nowadays lifestyle of metro cities or metropolitan cities, in that especially children are going to suffer from respiratory problems like asthma, asthma and allergies. So these children are more sensitive to environment. Before that they are facing a pure environment, now it becomes complete polluted environment is there. So that's why the children mainly they are going to suffer from the allergies, right? So this is actually information regarding what? Allergies. And one more topic is that one is autoimmunity, right? Autoimmunity. Generally this autoimmunity which is coming under two types of immunities is there now. One is innate immunity, one is acquired immunity. So it is coming under acquired immunity. What is the main character of acquired immunity? The first one is memory. Second one is discrimination of between self cells as well as non-self cells. And third one is it can recognize a vast variety of diverse living organisms, nothing but pathogens or unknown molecules. So this is actually character of acquired immunity. But here sometime what happened, maybe we don't know exactly reason. The two reasons are, first one is genetic reasons, some unknown reasons. Our immunity system it is not going to recognize ourselves. The immunity system it is going to fail to recognize its own cells. Then what happen? It going to attack its own body cells. Due to that it going to lead the damage of organs or tissues are formed. So such is called as what? Autoimmunity, right? First point, autoimmunity which is coming under acquired immunity. Right? The character of acquired immunity is first what? Memory. Memory is a main characteristic features of acquired immunity. Second one is discrimination of or discrimination between self and non-self cells. It means the immunity system, it can recognize which is our own cell and which is non-own cell, right? So that is actually called as memory, right? Next, the third best character is what? Acquired immunity. Third character is it can recognize vast variety of diverse pathogen or nothing but foreign molecules, right? Now what happened? These three characters here, especially the memory is going to lose. It means in this case our sometimes our immune system is fail to recognize its own cells. Then what happened? It is going to affect on it means here what? These antibodies or maybe becomes phagocyte cells, they are going to kill the own cells. So it is going to lead the damage of organ or damage of body. So such type of immunity is called as what? Autoimmunity. So such type of immunity is called as autoimmunity. It is called as what? Autoimmunity. So which is going to lead the diseases, dangerous diseases. The diseases are, the first one is example. Here Addison disease, vitiligo disease, and third one is common insert definition is arthritis or rheumatoids, right? So here what happened in this case, especially in this case, the bone or the joints of bones, the tissues are going to damage. It's going to lead huge pain. Right? So this is actually information regarding autoimmunity. Simple only word. Here the acquired immunity cells, which cells are unable to recognize or fail to recognize its own cells, right? So this is information regarding autoimmunity. Next, immune system of our body. Immune system of our body, right? Simple information regarding immune system is containing our body is the immune system is containing like lymphatic organs, lymphatic tissues, cells, antibodies, and you know that these antibodies are what? These are antigen specific, pathogen specific antibodies are present, right? And this immune system, so which is also play a great role in, like first one is allergies, and second one is autoimmunity, and third one is grafting, organ transplantation, right? Let's write the points here. Autoimmune system is consist lymphatic organs, tissues, cells, and soluble antibodies which are present in blood, right? And these antibodies are which are very specific. These are specific for only one antigen, right? So that's why it is called as what? Acquired immunity is the best example of what? Example for pathogen specific immunity. Pathogen specific immunity, right? Next, so this immune system which is play a great role in allergies, and second one is allergies, grafting means organ transplantation, and third one is diseases, autoimmune diseases, right? So first we are going to discuss regarding lymphoid organs. Just put the heading, lymphoid organs, right? Here lymphoid organs are where the cells are proliferated or matured or developed. So such location is called as what? Lymphoid organs, right? So these lymphoid organs we can divide into two types. One is primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs, right? Here the lymphoid organs are where lymphocytes cells are proliferate, mature and developing site, right? Here this lymphoid organs we can divide into two types. The first one is primary lymphoid organ and second one is secondary lymphoid organs, right? Then you know that the primary lymphoid organs are bone marrow as well as bone marrow and thymus. Bone marrow and thymus, right? And second one is secondary lymphoid organ system is these are like a spleen, Peyer's patches which are lining the small intestine cells. That's such are called as Peyer's patches. Spleen, Peyer's patches, tonsils, okay? So which are coming under secondary lymphoid organs. Here see in primary lymphoid organs like in bone marrow as well as thymus where the lymphocyte cells are going to form, right? So first here in primary lymphocyte cells here which are lymphocyte cells which are formed in primary lymphatic organs and they matured. Some of the cells are matured and become as B lymphocyte cells, right? So in these primary lymphocyte organs, the lymphocyte cells is become as antigen specific. They become as antigen specific cells, right? And later when they become as antigen specific bodies, some of the matured cells are migrated from primary lymphoid organ to secondary lymphoid organ, right? In secondary lymphoid organ they are going to mature and become as here in secondary lymphoid organ it is going to provide the site for antigen and antibody interaction, right? So this is regarding secondary lymphoid organs. Secondary lymphoid organs it provide antigen and antibody interaction interaction site or interaction place, right? So which are like spleen, Peyer's patches, tonsils, these all are. So now we are going to see each one of the organ. Like for example, first one is for the heading, which one? Bone marrow. Bone marrow. In bone marrow, what happens? In bone marrow, some of the lymphatic cells are differentiated to become as B lymphocyte cells. Right? Only one point here. B lymphocyte cells are formed. B lymphocyte cells are matured. Or matured lymphocyte cells become as B lymphocyte cells. Enough. Next one is thymus. This one is what? Thymus. So the thymus, it is a lobed organ. Lobed organ or gland which is present at the middle of the chest, right? Which is lobe organ which is present at the chest. Chest or like we can call as breastbone. Breastbone is here. Right, and this thymus at the beginning, at the time of baby birth, the thymus is big sized. So while increasing of age, the thymus gland size is gradually become small, and when the person is become as adult, the thymus size is gradually decrease and become as very small. Right, here the thymus gland size is bigger at the time of child, right? And the thymus gland size is reduced by age, right? When the person is become as puberty, the thymus gland size is greatly reduced and become as very small, right? Next, in thymus, some of the cells are going to become matured. Such cells are called as T lymphocyte cells. T lymphocyte cells, right? Here, bone marrow as well as thymus both are produce a microbial environment for growth, development as well as proliferation of T lymphocyte cells for T lymphocyte cells, right? Which are bone marrow as well as thymus. Both are produced microbial environment for development as well as proliferation of T lymphocyte cells, right? So this is information regarding thymus. Next one is spleen, right? So the spleen here, it is also called as, here it is a storage of erythrocytes. Here large amount of erythrocytes are stored as well as WBC cells also going to stored, right? Here old RBC cells are going to lysis in this organ. So that's why it is also called as graveyard of spleen, graveyard organ, graveyard of RBC, right? And here it is also the main function of spleen, it is filter the blood. So during the filter the blood, it can avoid it can filter the blood-borne pathogens. Spleen, it filter the blood. So in this case, it is going to avoid the blood-borne diseases. Blood-borne diseases. Next organ is lymph nodes. Lymph nodes as well as lymph fluid. So these lymph nodes as well as fluids which are useful to trapping of microorganisms as well as useful to stimulate the immune system, right? The main two functions of lymph nodes as well as fluid is, first it going to trap microorganisms. This is the first function, right? And the second function is it can stimulate the immune system, right? So this is actually a function of lymph nodes and lymph fluid. And the last one is lymphoid tissue. Right? The lymphoid tissue, it is a lining tissue. It is a lining tissue of number of like a respiratory tract as well as urinary bladders or tract, right? So this lymphoid tissue which is also be useful to trap the microorganisms. Lymphoid tissue here, it is a lined of like a respiratory lined tissue of respiratory tract or urinogenital tracts, like different organs are lined by this lymphoid tissues, right? It is also called as mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. So it is also correctly called as mucosa MALT associated lymphoid tissue, right? In our body, nearly 50% of lymphoid tissue is present in the body, right? So this is actually information regarding immune system of the body. Okay, thank you all of you.